From outrageous verbal explosions to downright courtroom madness, get ready because things are about to fire up as we put Karens across judges in this epic courtroom showdown. This Karen isn't too happy with the judge or her decisions and decides to speak her mind without hesitation. However, judges hardly ever approve of such candid behavior in their courtroom. How do you think this judge reacted to Karen's outburst? Did she let it slide or hold her up for contempt? Here's how the shocking scene unfolded. It's safe to say the judge messed with the wrong Karen. Now here's a Karen who has too much to say in court, so much so that she prefers to talk non-stop without even giving the judge a chance to respond. It's amazing how calm the judge remained throughout the painful ordeal, but some would agree that he probably felt slightly intimidated by Karen. From presenting her opinions as facts to interrupting the judge constantly, this Karen was a force to reckon with in court until the judge decided it was too much. Here's a sneak peek into the courtroom drama. We can't help but feel a little bad for the judge, who looked weak despite being in an authoritative position.
120%?
So is that,
Let's
is
let
that your
Representative
suggestion?
Johnson ask his question, and then when
I
he's
thought that
done...
was his answer. Okay.
Well, I guess that's my question here is why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what
are you
I
saying
saw.
that they're filling in?
I know what I
names?
saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
Okay,
I'm just trying to ask you a legitimate question here.
Yeah, let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, and then don't interrupt him, and then if you want to respond to it, that's fine. Did you have more, Representative?
Yeah, I guess I just want to keep following back up with the poll book. So are we saying that the poll book is either wildly off or that they are filling in names?
It's wildly off, and dead people voted, and illegals voted.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
The next Karen showed up in court without giving much thought to how she would present her case, or if it was even valid. The judge was quick to dismiss her motion as it was baseless, but Karen wasn't ready to accept facts, and thought it would be wiser to talk back and argue with the judge. She probably didn't think that through either, because the judge slapped her with a sanction of $500 that she'd have to pay the county clerk's office. If you think the judge was too harsh on Karen, this courtroom video might convince you otherwise. Karen's final comment really hit its mark. What do you think? Was the judge being unreasonable, or was Karen the problem?
I am not stalking Mr. Nichols.
I haven't signed a PPO.
His petition for a PPO. Let me.
Okay, were you served?
No, I wasn't. But Mary.
No, you may not. How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point. He
Stevens, do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
I have a constitutional right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no good reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man for whatever reason you may have, and I really don't care because it does not involve me or my court. However, had I issued a PPO, you would have a basis to be before me. I did not issue a PPO. He did not pursue his right to a hearing on the PPO. You were never served, and here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. Your relief is denied, and in addition to that, I am sanctioning you with costs of $500 forthwith to the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I said I knew it was fixed.
Miss Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
Now, where do I go?
The clerk's office in the main part of the courthouse.
Oh, wait.
Your Honor, calling the case in the matter of Randall, case number 06720744NA.
Next up is another Karen, who can't stop interrupting the judge, and to make things worse, she even blames her for racial discrimination. It is clear that Karen is more interested in proving her point than listening to the judge, who, by the way, tried to take her side a few times. However, Karen refused to listen or acknowledge any considerations and ended up blowing her own case. We think it's Karen who needs to take a breather. Do you agree?
Attorney, because he's white and his client is white, right?
Really?
Because you're very racist and very biased.
All right. Okay. So now that you've made your point, here's what my order is.
And that is, yes, my point is the honest truth. I did everything by the book. I filed my motion. I wrote my order, and you didn't give me the same exact treatment you gave him. You're going to have to explain to FBI. You're going to have to explain to Chief Judge and the Commission as to why you cannot. You're so biased that you can't even do
Me
your
and
job
Judge
correctly. You
Markey
can't
both,
be
right?
fair. My request is for you to recuse yourself because you're so biased you can't do your job.
Okay. So here's my order. I see that you filed your ex parte motion for return of child. You also filed the order before the judge had an opportunity to sign it. So
I am supposed to file the order so that it can go to you to get signed.
No, that's not how it works. So
that is how it works. I read the instructions.
Ms. Sangalasa,
you know what? Why don't you stop telling me how it works?
Okay.
Well, because you clearly don't know how to do.
The next Karen cannot believe the judge is asking her to move out of her home. Unfortunately, in her protests, Karen forgets that arguing with the judge will only get her in more trouble. She continues to talk back and irritates the judge to the point where he gives her 300 days for contempt. Get ready for the shocking conversation. We are sure the judge didn't expect Karen to break all records of outspokenness, but she definitely got what was coming for her. If you thought this behavior shocking, the next Karen would blow your mind. You might recognize this judge from his viral videos across the internet. Judge Caprio is known for his kindness and thoughtful sentences, which makes the next male Karen's behavior all the more disturbing. This Karen does not like Judge Caprio's judgment, but instead of trying to win him over, he starts disrespecting him with threats and profanity. But this time, Judge Caprio is in no mood to put up with any nonsense in his courtroom and quadruples his charge. Clearly, Karen's outburst was not a smart strategy to get out of trouble.
I got lawyers, Your Honor. You just said to me, whatever you want to do, Your Honor, do it. Do it, Your Honor. Do it now. Because I got lawyers. That don't have nothing to do with that. That's what you call double jeopardy. That's what you call double jeopardy. Look at my old record. That don't have nothing to do with that like that. That's double jeopardy. I'm going to make this phone call and have you indicted for double jeopardy. You ever heard of double jeopardy? You will find out what double jeopardy is. I was arrested last night for disorderly conduct. July the 8th, 1999. That right there ain't my record. It don't have nothing to do with this previous case. You are guilty of double jeopardy. Sergeant Sarandian. Sir. Double jeopardy. That's double jeopardy. Officer Etchell.
That's all for today, folks. Which Karen was your favorite? Tell us in the comments. Remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell for more nail-biting courtroom drama.